My name is Pyrcz, and I would like to present to you the LEAD framework as it pertains to my life. Before I elaborate more on the LEAD framework, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm a 5th grade teacher in an inclusive classroom, and I support many diverse learners. Currently, there is one main goal that I am focused on in my life, and that is the pursuit of a doctorate. I feel that although this goal pertains mainly to academic, this is something that is going to positively affect my personal and professional part of my life as well. Looking more at that goal, I would like to discuss with you my strengths. In doing so, I'm going to come across many challenges. It is my strengths that are going to help me get past those challenges and obtain the program outcomes of American College of Education. Looking at my personal strengths, one that I feel will really help me achieve this goal is my strong will. I am not one to give up easily. When given a task, I like to complete it fully and to the best of my ability. This also goes into my strength of being reflective. No matter how much strength we might have, there are going to come times in our lives where we're faced with different obstacles and challenges. And it is the reflective part that allows us to keep moving forward, to assess what we have done so far, what we can do better, or what we can do differently. Moving into my professional strengths, I feel that in this area, one strength that I just recently feel that I have mastered would be collaboration. This is something that I didn't always feel comfortable with in the past, as far as sharing ideas and going to others for support. But I feel that now my role as a teacher, especially working so closely with team teachers, collaboration has become almost second nature. And this is something that I do feel will also help me achieve my goals. When I look at my strengths on an academic level, I would say that determination is one that is really going to drive the force for me in order to achieve this goal. Determination and strong will, I do feel, are very closely connected. But again, not willing to give up easily. And this is also where detail-oriented comes into play. I feel that it's important to focus on what needs to get done and to also achieve my goals fully without leaving any aspects out. Of course, along with strengths, you're going to have some weaknesses or developmental areas, things that we can work on. When looking at this program, I do feel that there are many aspects that are going to be out of my comfort zone, and they're going to take some risk-taking in order to achieve the goal of earning my doctorate degree. One weakness that I feel that I have across the board is overcoming self-doubt. I consistently question whether something is done correctly, if I should have done something differently. And this is something where later on my support system is really going to come in handy when achieving my goals. These are going to be people that I can rely on, go to for help, and ask questions. I also feel that time management is something that I'm going to really need to prioritize while achieving this goal. I don't think it's going to be an impossible task. I just feel that with a disciplined schedule, this is a goal that I can achieve. Again, on the professional level, overcoming self-doubt, but being assertive is something that I have to work on as well. Academically, this is my first doctorate program. APA style is new to me. It's going to take some time and adjustment in order to get used to using it. However, I'm up for the challenge. Completing this goal will be quite the accomplishment. And before even getting to that goal, I am very proud of myself as to where I am today. On a personal level, I would say my most accomplished goal for myself that I have achieved so far is being married. I think relationships take a lot of work, hard work, determination, and that's something that I'm willing to always put my full self into. And also that's where I'm going to have the most support system as well. Professionally, I began my career at a very young age, and I'm really fortunate for that. Thus, I'm able to start a doctorate program at a young age as well. Another achievement of mine is becoming a mentor teacher for my district. And what this entails is helping new teachers, whether it's their first year teaching or they're just new to our district. It's acquainting them with our policies, and also just helping them navigate many similar paths that we've all been through as teachers. Academically, right now, making the decision to pursue the doctorate was quite an achievement for myself. It took a lot of time and thought into actually putting myself out there and also finding that confidence in myself to take this step and create this goal for myself. I have various learning styles. However, I think across the board, personally, professionally, and academically, I learn in very similar ways, and that's typically a hands-on approach. This is the first time that I've been in a full online program for learning, and this is going to be quite an adjustment. As I said, I'm very hands-on, and I learn through experience. In making decisions, I would say the process that I go through is very similar on the personal, professional, and academic level. Of course, it depends on who else is involved in the situation as to what I might decide. And also, the timing comes into play. So is this something that needs to get done right away? Or is this something that I have the time to sit down and process? When I think of something that needs to be done right away, I think very similarly to my classroom. For instance, I teach in an inclusive classroom. I have many different students who are on behavior plans, and there are certain times when I have to make quick decisions in order to assist one child while also keeping the remaining students in my class safe. So again, it depends on who I am working with, on how I'm going to make that decision. And I do feel that there really is not any decision that is only going to impact oneself. So when I make a decision, I do feel whether it's my family around me, my students, peers, or colleagues, when I make a decision, they're all impacted by that decision as well. I'm very fortunate while going to achieve this goal that I have many resources and a support system that I can turn to. And I do feel that these resources are at my disposal. On a personal level, I of course have my family, my friends, and one aspect that I think a lot of us overlook is time. How we manage that time is whether it can be used as a resource or not. Having the opportunity to take part in an online program also opens up many different resources. Having the internet at our disposal, instant discussion boards. Instead of having to wait to meet in class, we can get answers very quickly. In receiving and offering constructive feedback, I find many connections in how I approach that. I find it very important to listen to the other person in order to make sure that you have full understanding and clarity. And going off of that, ask questions. Don't just simply dismiss it. Find out what their perspective is. Why do they think that way? I find it very important to also take the time to reflect upon the feedback that was given to you, what you already have done so far, and then what steps you need to take to improve. Next, make that plan while taking into consideration the given feedback and your own thoughts as well. How can you make it better? And then lastly, I find it very important to be appreciative. Say thank you to that person. They took the time and energy to look over your work and provide you with that feedback. When I offer constructive feedback, again, I feel that this is the same process that I do on a personal, professional, and academic level. Now, of course, how I might approach this other person depends on the age group. For example, if I'm approaching a student about a piece of work they might have done, I'm going to be a little bit more sensitive about it. Rather than if I'm approaching maybe a colleague or a peer, I might be more straightforward. So I'm going to be specific in either way, in either situation. I'm going to offer a plan of action. And what I really find most important is encourage two-way communication. Make sure that the other person is understanding where you're coming from, and also make sure that you understand why their thought process was the way that it was on their original work. Balanced feedback is always important. I like to start off with a positive, give the constructive feedback, what I think could be done better or differently, and then remind them again of those positives. It's also important to maintain focus, stay on topic, and that's a way to keep that clarity. And then again, be supportive. You're not there to upset the person, you're there to help them. This framework has helped me to see where my strengths and weaknesses will help me grow and change in the next few years. Self-evaluation is a key part of success in goal planning. By changing the approach, new progress has the potential to be cultivated. It was extremely helpful to create the LEAD framework and align personal abilities to the doctoral program outcomes. I hope to reassess the framework throughout this program.